Welcome to Just Landed with your host, Khadija Haliru. So welcome to another edition of Just Landed, discussing what matters to you, showcasing your stories, your contributions, and your culture. Today we're going to be discussing a very important topic, and we're here with a very successful practitioner. This is a very important topic to us because, again, a lot of people come from Africa and the first thing they notice is their intolerance or reaction to different foods, and then they're confused because not just them or the kids. And again, we know that there's different sources, different ways to deal with this. As an expert in your field, tell us a little bit about what you know, with especially our demographic coming into the country and learning about what's really happening with all this variety of foods.
Well, thank you so much for having me, first of all. And so let's talk a little bit about allergies. We're really focusing on the allergy, not so much the intolerance. If you're intolerant to something, you shouldn't be having it because it's not agreeing with your body. So let's just look at the allergy. Now, we've been conditioned to think that, and we've been limited to think of an allergy as just like a runny nose or swollen eyes, a skin rash, maybe asthma or hay fever. But to tell you the truth, allergy can take the form of arthritis. It can take the form of autoimmune diseases such as psoriasis, eczema, Crohn's, depression, migraines, and at times even like pretty psychotic behavior. So having an allergy is a lot more serious than just a runny nose and an upset stomach or a slight headache. Now, I want to just mention too that an allergy does not cause a disease, but it does help in the development of disease. And what an allergy does is it weakens your immune system. So our bodies are not as strong to fight off disease. And then it can get progressively worse with the causes that I mentioned. So some of the causes of allergy, a very important cause is hereditary. So if one parent has an allergy to a food, then the child is about 50 to 60% likely to also develop an allergy. If both parents have allergies, then a child is 67 to 100% likely to have an allergy. So, I want to make your listeners and viewers aware that this is a family issue. It's not just, my husband or my wife is allergic to gluten, for example, so they're just not going to have gluten. But everyone else, we can just eat whatever we want, right? So because of the hereditary effect.
So you're suggesting if you have an allergy in the family, collectively try to deal with it?
You should, absolutely. And not only because one of the causes of allergies is hereditary, but also to have empathy and compassion and help the person deal with their allergy, right? That's all part of being a happy, loving family. Another cause of allergies are drugs. So, penicillin and aspirin, and what these and other types of drugs, corticosteroids, drugs for diabetes, cholesterol.
When you talk corticosteroids, these are common over the counter sometimes.
Absolutely.
Medication that we use for simple irritations.
Absolutely, yes, for sinuses, and then the Benadryls actually that are antihistamines that only suppress your hay fever or your allergy or the symptoms. They don't actually go to the root cause of it. And I'd really like to talk about root cause after just a few more other causes. So also infant formula. If you have babies and you're feeding them dairy, cow's milk formula or soy formula, that could most definitely cause an allergy. And in most cases, it's in the form of eczema or skin rash on your baby. Another cause of allergy are chronic infections. So we have bacterial, viral, fungal, and parasitic infections. Stress, huge.
Which is common in our community.
Absolutely.
You come, you want to settle down, your kids are struggling to settle
Oh
into
my
school.
goodness, absolutely. You've got culture shock, you've got acceptance, you've got fear, of the unknown, of having a job and keeping a job and making money so you could, support your family and give your kids probably what you didn't have.
And this might be one of the reasons why we ignore the symptoms, or we don't even notice the symptoms as well.
You know, at times, of course, we are so busy and we just think, oh, you know what, it's just stress. It'll go away once I don't know, have more money, once the kids are off to university. But, you know, we're not doing ourselves any justice because we are just suppressing. And we really do have the power to heal ourselves through natural medicine and through natural food, like they've been doing in countries all over the world for thousands of years. So stress, what that does is it acidifies the body. And when our body and our blood predominantly, when our blood is too acidic, then we develop weak immune systems. We cannot fight off infection and disease, and we're more susceptible to allergies. Dental fillings, if you've got mercury fillings, that could also cause allergies. And of course, airborne pollutants like dust, mites, dander. So if you've got pets and animals, that could cause allergies too.
Most definitely.
Right.
Especially pets that you're not used to.
Absolutely. I like cats and, of course, dogs. There are some hypoallergenic dogs, which are good. So maybe perhaps think about getting those instead. So those are the causes of allergy. Now, we can develop allergies for about 3 main reasons. First reason would be digestion. Now, our digestion can be sluggish or poor. We're not properly digesting our foods, either because we are not eating the right foods, we are not combining the foods properly. Like here in North America, we have the typical buffet. We love to go out and eat, put a whole bunch of stuff on our plate, because the bigger the plate, the better it is. We know we feel we're more successful if we could put more food on the table. Yeah. It's very psychological too. We feel that, we want to feel full all the time. And that's wrong. We should not be feeling full. We should actually stop about 70% before we actually feel full. So when we have these symptoms of bloating, acid reflux, and smelly flatulence, that means that we don't have enough digestive enzymes in our stomach. And that's a problem. So another reason why we develop allergies is because of parasites, and parasites are found in food that's not cooked, such as sushi, to white processed food, develops because of over-the-counter drugs.
Meat that is tenderly cooked.
Meat that is tenderly cooked, like chicken and turkey especially. And parasites can be pinworms, roundworms, hookworms. Basically, they feed off of living organisms, but they don't contribute positively to our intestines and our gut. And they will eat up all of your vitamins and minerals. So they will get bigger. And there's been worms as big as like 3 feet long that actually come out of people's stool. And so you will always feel exhausted and tired. No matter what you do, no matter how much sleep, you're going to be tired. So you probably have parasites.
So you want to definitely check that with your doctor if you
absolutely.
feel like you've been having this
Now,
situation.
A test for parasites would be doing a live blood cell analysis. You can do them at health food stores. You need a special person that comes in to do them with a microscope, but it's a little prick in your finger. She'll put the blood under the microscope, and in half an hour, she or he will tell you if you've got parasites or not. You can actually see them in the microscope. They're squiggly. They move. And then another reason why we develop allergies is due to yeast and mold. And there's a very predominant yeast that we have in our body. Everybody has this type of yeast. It's called Candida. Now, Candida lies dormant if our body is in homeostasis, which means our body is balanced. We're not too acidic, we're not too alkaline, we don't really have parasites, we're very, very healthy, we eat clean, we exercise, we've got very little stress, which is not many of us. So a lot of us have Candida. Now, Candida is a yeast, and 80 toxins are excreted by Candida. And what Candida does is it acidifies your body. It can cause yeast infections in our vaginal area. And it's because the yeast feeds on sugar. So we are consuming too many carbs and too much sugar.
Processed sugar.
In our fruit juice, I mean, we think that by giving fruit juice to our children, it's so healthy.
It's even worse.
It's worse. You just give them an apple, give them an orange, give them a kiwi, and stay away from canned, processed, packaged convenience food.
You know what, Stephanie? This is awesome information. I hope our listeners are understanding every step of the way what she's talking about. When we come back, we're going to have Stephanie tell us what we can do when we begin to identify and how to kind of take care of these situations, like in the treatments of them.
Yes, I will.
So that was awesome information from Stephanie. We really enjoyed that, but don't go anywhere. Stay with us. She'll be right back with treatments and solutions.
This show is supported by local businesses.
Introducing AfricanBusiness.com, a common place to buy or sell, post free, or feature your ad with magnified pictures. With integrated maps, weekly blogs on local and international people and events, visit us at www.africanbusiness.com, your African marketplace.
To be featured on the show, contact us through our website at khadijahaliru.com.
So welcome back. We're still here with Stephanie. She was wonderful. Tell me again, Stephanie. You just discussed, symptoms, and we just talked about options for recognizing these allergies and intolerances.
Yes.
Tell us, so what do we do now that we kind of know where we are? What are the steps we need to take?
Right. So first and foremost, I think it's very important for us to look at our digestion. So you want to try to possibly take a tablespoon to 3 tablespoons of organic apple cider vinegar 15 to 20 minutes before you eat meals, especially your larger meals. Could be lunch and dinner, could be breakfast and dinner, could be all 3 meals. Now what the apple cider vinegar will do, it will help prepare your stomach to digest the food that you're about to eat. Now, if 1 to 3 tablespoons of organic apple cider vinegar are not working, then you'll have to go to your local reputable health food store and ask for some enzymes, digestive enzymes with pancreatin, amylase, lipase, protease, and hydrochloric acid. All of these enzymes will help break down the food so that when it passes into our small intestines, it will actually, the food particles are so microscopic and tiny that they will easily be absorbed into the bloodstream and they will not cause these holes in our intestines, which then leads to leaky gut syndrome.
Oh, wow.
And that's really one of the main reasons why we have allergy flare-ups, is because the protein molecules have not been digested. They penetrate outside of the small intestine. They go into the bloodstream, and the blood doesn't recognize these large protein particles and fights against them because the blood sees them as invaders.
Yes.
So please take care of your digestion first. You will also want to take a probiotic, a multi-strain probiotic of anywhere between 20 and 50 billion strains. I recommend to my clients to take one of those at night before going to bed.
Is this because you have an allergy or just to prevent?
I believe in prevention.
Yes.
And as a holistic nutritionist, we don't wait until you have a serious problem. We look at your whole body and we see what is out of balance.
Yep.
I have a questionnaire that my clients fill out that takes about 30, 40 minutes. And that questionnaire gets entered in my computer software and I get a printout of it. So I look at the imbalances and I address right away what the imbalances are so that we prevent disease. Now, another thing you'll want to do to prevent allergies or even help to diminish the allergic reaction that you have is take vitamin C. Vitamin C is an antihistamine, natural antihistamine with bioflavonoids.
Yes.
And you want to, because vitamin C is water soluble, we urinate it out. So you'll want to take 500 to 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C every 2 to 3 hours. So buy a little pill box, make sure you've got your vitamin C's in there, and when it's allergy season, or if you've noticed that you have some postnasal runny nose drip there, or you've got some headache, make sure you take the vitamin C. Now, I recommend to my clients to take vitamin C regardless as a preventative measure.
Because it boosts your immune system.
Absolutely, and it's collagen forming, it's good for anti-aging too, so why not?
Yeah.
Another thing that you should take is vitamin A and E and zinc. Zinc is very important.
And we're lacking a lot of zinc in a lot of people.
We are.
Especially of our African descent. You notice the deficiency can be easily...
Yes, and because zinc is a mineral and it comes from soil, of course our soil is depleted because we've put tons of pesticides and chemicals in it so that we could have lots more vegetables and bigger, brighter, greener vegetables and fruit. So our soil is totally depleted of a lot of the zinc. So take a supplement, anywhere from 30 to 50 milligrams a day of zinc, and zinc citrate is a good absorbable form. Now, a lot of my clients say, Stephanie, I don't want to take all these pills. Like, why do I have to take all these pills? Why can't I just take food? Now, and I'll answer that question, and please pay attention. It would be impossible to get all of these therapeutic supplements in food. You would have to eat bushels of greens, dozens of eggs a day.
And not to talk of the way that they're farmed these days.
And please make sure you eat organic food as much as possible, especially your meat and your eggs first and foremost, and then your leafy greens and anything that doesn't have a thick skin. Make sure it's organic. You'll also want to probably eat some wild-caught fish, which is very high in omega-3, about 3 times a week. So wild sockeye salmon, red snapper, sardines, anchovies, the smaller fish, about 3 times a week. And if you don't like fish, well, then you can take a flax oil supplement or put some flax oil on your salad. Evening primrose oil capsules,
and
any DHA, high DHA omega fish oil pill will also help with inflammation. And allergy will cause inflammation, whether it's eczema, psoriasis, or inflammation of your stomach in the form of stomach pain and bloating. So those are the suggestions.
Earlier you mentioned some of the triggers of allergies are some of these treatments for psoriasis, eczema. And so how does one combat this? When you have a situation where you're already treating eczema with all this corticosteroids or
corticosteroids.
What do you now have to supplement maybe twice as much or take a break from that to treat first and perhaps see the difference?
That's a great question, and it's one that I often get asked. Now, I could never tell my client to stop taking their medication.
For sure.
They would have to stop it on their own, of their own free will, or they can, ask their doctor. But they can concurrently, so at the same time, they can take the natural supplements as they're taking their medication from the doctor. Or, like I said, they can choose of their own free will to stop taking the topical cream or the pills and, take the natural supplements.
Because natural supplements, natural foods and supplements don't necessarily interact a lot of the time.
Most of them do not.
Except you're having a chronic condition, then you definitely want to talk to your doctor.
You should,
Most of what Stephanie's talking to us about today is all holistic. it's natural, and again, it's foods, the regular foods that we eat.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. So eat a clean diet. And when clients come to me, I actually prepare a 2-week menu plan. I prepare a pantry list of what they should have in their house. And I prepare a grocery shopping list so that they know exactly what they should be buying so they could have all the healthy food available in their home and not the junk and crappy food.
And not the junk where you go out and you find that this variety is just so much more convenient. I just really want to say thank you so much, Stephanie, because you're talking to a community that comes into a new country and sees all the convenience of buying foods. You see all the beautiful variety in the stores and you get hooked on stopping the cooking and getting out there and eating more and buying more. And what Stephanie's just told us is you want to get used to sampling the healthy stuff you see. Whatever you see out there, perhaps take the first step, maybe to see a nutritionist.
Absolutely.
Get a list of stuff that might help you.
Yep.
Stay within that zone where you're not reacting to so
exactly.
many things.
Stock your pantry, stock your kitchen, and really do take the time to cook from home and maybe make a huge pot of stew or a big pot of soup and freeze some of it, right?
Exactly.
So you can have it for the week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie. We're going to have her email on the screen, and you're going to want to maybe contact her if you want a personalized consultation. She's available, and you know what? We're going to have you most times maybe when we want to talk nutrition.
I would love to be on the show. Thank you so much, Khadija. It was a pleasure.
This show is supported by local businesses.
Introducing AfricanBizNet.com, a common place to buy or sell, post free, or feature your ad with magnified pictures. With integrated maps, weekly blogs on local and international people and events, visit us at www.africanbiznet.com, your African marketplace.
To be featured on the show, contact us through our website at khadijahaliru.com. To be featured on the show, contact us through our website at khadijahaliru.com.
Thank you for joining us this week. We'll see you next week.
I think the show was really great. It was really intuitive. It's really great to know what's happening in the African community and like different resources, and just to kind of know like in different situations you're not alone and that there's other people helping you.
African Canadian immigration coming to Canada, and to reach out to the people, the African people, the immigration people that just landed into the Canada.
A lot of people, when they come here, they're lost and they have no direction or guidance. This show will definitely give a helping hand to those who do come to Canada.
Join us next time on Just Landed, where we showcase your contributions, talents, and businesses who support your community. To be featured on the show, contact us through our website at khadijahaliru.com.